And with just a quick, a little piece of emery cloth, just ever so lightly. That's enough. What we have made here on the Shoreline lathe is it's a pilot for one of these here cutter heads here. And what happened is, well, I'm gonna go over and show you, but we'll do this first. It's 46 degrees on this side of this cutter head and 31 degrees on this side. That's the angle in relationship to the mandrel, to the center line, is the degrees. Very good tool. Kind of pricey, very good tool. The problem is I needed a 3/8 on one end and a 297 on the other end. So I put a piece of tool steel in the lathe here. It's tool steel. Put it in yonder, indicated it in, and I'll tell you what, this little Shoreline lathe there, it's pretty accurate. It's with 3-jaw chuck, you know, it's pretty much dead on it. I put that in there now. I've done turned that down. It's 01 tool steel. Should last forever. And then this, it's a real nice fit, as good as, well, it's right on it, 297. So I did put that there, and as you notice, it's dead level with the end of it here. I didn't need nothing sticking out, and where we're going to use it at there, you'll understand why. So we're going over to the head now, and, well, we're going to put them guides in there. And if you put the micrometer on it there, this mic, if you mic that right there and do the math right there, that'll be 297 thousandths. Yeah, we can live with that. The part that we just made right there, it's to replace this part right here. That's a 297 top shaft there, and that's a 5/16 bottom shaft down there. But anyway, that right there is made to use these heads with, and it goes right on the top right there, and you can see about how it's a really, really good fit right there. There's just no appreciable play whatsoever in that shaft right there. Okay, here's the one we just made, and if you put this on the top there is no appreciable movement in that top piece on right here, and this right here is the 297 to fit this cutter head, and then it's well, let's just see, it's 374 on the 373 is what that bottom part mics out at right there. So this right here will go down in the valve guide, and that we can use this cutter head. The reason for that is this cutter head that would normally fit the larger size, it's a pretty darn good fit. The cutter head for that will not go down in the hole on the head. It's the problem. The little Shoreline lathe right here, I know you're going to be questioning the sizes up and down this shaft right here. Is it bigger on one end or smaller on the other? Put the mic to it, it's right on it. The little Shoreline lathe will, I'm happy with mine. Just log me in as a happy hippie in the shop with a Shoreline lathe. The next step is I put the two valve guide tires are downward in the vise of the jaw, and they're just up snug. Then the collar that we made goes right here. We're going to drill this out. This thing goes right in here like this, and that thing goes right up in yonder like that. Y'all see that? It's the O-ring, and that's the collar that we just made. And you put that right down in yonder. That goes down in there, and that goes right down in there and bottoms out. That's real nice. Make sure you do have some travel here. Ream out drill with a guide to ream that out. That's how easy that is. Now on that head, remember that we had a valve guide pressed in one of those. Now, to do this hole over here, we have to change the guides out. If you remember, the guide for this one was larger. So we've got another one here. It's identical, except it's larger on the, but you see we got it on there. Now this is for the hole down in yonder because the valve was bigger. And make sure you got some clearance on the bottom. Now this head is, it's done bored out for two valve guides. We're gonna put them in there. Yeah, this really has to be done, this whole operation has to be done in steps. As you can see, we had to take the side trip there to, we had to take that side trip to make the two collars, and we've already used them. That's the use of these two collars, nothing more. We'll put them in the box and have them for the next time. And we do have another head awaiting. The reason that I didn't do this other hole over here is this the one that's got the bushing in it. So it will be the internal ID of that hole will be the same as the ID on the bushings. The next step is to put the guides in. We're in for a treat now. We got the impact out. This mandrel here fits right up in that bushing, and I put a collar on there to keep from it spreading apart. We'll take that off. I just had that here in the shop. With the bushing does have a tapered end on it right there. Just find out where it's at and get it started in the hole down there. And we only want to go as deep as the guide is long, and then we'll saw it off out here. So you just put that right up in there, put the impact in yonder, and just go like, and I'm holding my finger up in that hole so I can tell when it gets to the other end. Okay, that's good. We have installed a valve guide, and then remove that collar. The valve guide's in there. And if you look down in this hole right here, it just barely broke surface. I'm gonna saw that off. Easy does it now. Just take a light stroke because that, and then you file all of those burrs off. Just file that, whatever contour that lead out tire is, they're most of the time as cast, but to take this opportunity to file it flush so that you don't have any overhang. It's just good workmanship to go to this extra step. Oh, I've seen them hung out there 1/4 inch long. It's you see that short amount of time? Rounded that one off. Real nice. Really nice. And do the same for the other one. The next problem is now the valve stem won't go in there. It won't go up in there. It's too big. We have to size the inside of that a few thousandths bigger than the valve stem. And I've run the reamer through there one time. This will be the second pass. Now we'll run the reamer through the oversized housing. Now the valve should fit or be, if anything, on the tight side.